Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's the Just the Guys podcast, episode 140. The Just the Guys podcast. 140 episodes, 140 weeks that we've been live, going strong, clinging on, man, trying to make things happen. How y'all doing? Welcome. Doesn't matter if you're a he, she, they, or them. When you tune in, it's us.
It's us.
Oh no, I tried to think of like some kind of motion to do so we could get in like a routine or something, but I don't know. This dog is hogging up all the space. He literally put his bed on top of my foot and is laying in his bed. I don't know what's up with this dog. He's speaking of the devil. Get your butt down. Get down. Okay, so
How's everyone doing? We missed an
Yeah.
episode last week. How you guys feeling? How was Thanksgiving? How was Black Friday? The work.
Thanksgiving was very nice. I went down to Homestead, saw family, a lot of family. I got a pie from my granddad, which is a famous thing because he makes them every year. And I haven't had one in like 4 or 5 years. Damn near cried when I took my first bite. I was like, damn, it's like childhood. This tastes like when I was a teenager. It's crazy. I miss this taste so bad. I tried to replicate it. I went to Publix. I went to Winn-Dixie. I tried Greenwise. I tried other people's homemade pies. It just didn't. It wasn't the same. My eyes starting to water just thinking about it. It wasn't the same, bro. I had my first bite and I was like, it tastes just like I remember with a twist. Yeah, I almost started tearing up for
It's
it.
like that Ratatouille. That scene in Ratatouille. He eats the Ratatouille. He has flashbacks of his childhood. And he starts crying.
You know what it might be time for?
You know what?
Time for you to steal our recipe.
Yes, it is actually. I wrote that bitch down. Yeah. As I said, very next thing I did, I said, he's like, well, I'm making no more because I had to throw away 6 last year. I was like, 6 motherfucking pie. So I asked him, what's his recipe? I'm just gonna say this shit. Y'all not gonna remember. Y'all not gonna be able to replicate. So I'm not saying like y'all to, but y'all might be able to. But I don't think so. Anyway, man said he been making pies since he was like 13, 14. All right, and he's like, I want to say he's in his early or mid 70s now.
Oh yeah.
I think he's in his mid 70s. So yeah. He got 60 years in the game. That's crazy.
Stepper, yeah.
But he says he uses nutmeg, cinnamon, sugar, vanilla, carnation milk. He uses McCormick vanilla. And then he makes like a big batch. He doesn't just make like one pie. He makes a big ass batch and then spreads it out into different pies. He does 2 eggs per pie. He uses butter, like Land O'Lakes butter. He says it's the best one. Puts the pies on 350 degrees. Don't let them dry out. And he puts the butter on the edge of the crust when it comes out. And he said some other stuff, but yeah. He says if he cooks 4 pies, he uses about 3 sticks of butter. So yeah, and it has like so it's like a sweet potato pie that's sweet, but it low-key has a hint of lemon pound cake. That's like how his pie tastes, and it's good. It's good. But yeah, my Thanksgiving was fantastic. How was yours?
Good. I went to like 3 different houses. Usually we have it at my house, Had it at granddaughter's house. I mean, not because CJ, his wife was cooking for Thanksgiving, and we stopped by there, and I told me a plate.
Stole was crazy.
I got him one.
It's not Thanksgiving. You gotta steal one.
Stole me a plate, and I was like, damn, I didn't know Keontae could throw down like this. You've been cooking. All I gotta say is the next generation of yams that get made at the getting ate. And no pause. But the yams was good.
That's about that. The next generation of yams is getting ate. I don't think there's nothing sus about that.
You know what I mean, but sus as in,
Yeah, I mean, I get it a bit. Yeah. We talking about food though.
We talking about food.
Yeah, we're talking about food. But even if we weren't talking about food, yams and getting ate. Let's think about eating some masculine yams. Unless that's what you're thinking of.
Noted. But
All
yeah,
right.
it was good. It was good Thanksgiving. I didn't eat that much the day of Thanksgiving because we was going everywhere. We was getting plates everywhere we went. I pretty much ate the day after and the day after that, and then all the plates was gone. It was like 3 plates.
Hmm.
Day of, I only ate like maybe like a quarter of a plate, and then like half of a plate. And I was like, yep, I'll save the rest for another time because I was tired.
Okay. Terrell, how about you? How was yours?
Uh, I was working basically. I was editing the GNX video that morning. Had me a plate from my mom's side, and I was like, all right. I just ate over here. I was chilling. My girl was with her family, and I was like, damn, it would have been an amazing time to be in NC. And I was like, well, fuck. But we'll see what happens next year. I don't know when I'm gonna see her next year. Top of next year, I'm gonna see her again, and we'll have some fun. But it inspired me to want to cook next year. I want to actually try my hand at making some Thanksgiving food. So we'll see what I chef up next
Make some
year.
stuffing.
See if I fuck around with a turkey. If I go do a mac and cheese, do something. He said stuffing. Like
I love stuffing. That's my favorite Thanksgiving food. I love
That's
stuffing.
such a weak ass dish.
I
I
want to
love
be
stuffing.
like I want to be the you know what I'm saying, like
Like
the
Terrell made
turkey.
this.
The turkey. Terrell made the turkey. Terrell made the mac and cheese, not the stuffing, the sides. I want to make a main dish.
That
Okay.
shit's so slept on. I see stuffing. I'm
The
leaving that shit
stuffing
right
it. The
there.
stuffing is
I might
slept
get
on.
one spoonful. I'm talking about a plastic spoonful of stuffing, or maybe dressing, or
You ain't had
both.
good stuffing.
That's it.
Stuffing with gravy.
Stuffing with gravy.
Mm.
Ridiculous.
Mm.
Okay, you
Good as
got it.
fuck.
You got it.
Shit good.
Well,
Out of all
for,
the space that's on that plate,
I be
all right,
putting. I put
you
a
got it.
fat ass piece of stuffing
he
on
got
all
some
of that
reserved
shit.
for stuffing.
I love that. I had
Out of
stuffing in all
all
of
the
them.
dishes,
All my plates had stuffing on it.
turkey, ham,
From inside the
cornbread,
Some
turkey or
collard
collards.
greens, yeah, rice. I know some
bro,
people make
you
mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, shit, gravy, bread rolls, all the stuff. Stuffing.
Stuffing.
the stovetop stuffing be hitting it.
The stove top.
Stove
All
top.
right.
You don't know who else like
Well,
stovetop stuffing? Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. A fucking nobody. Where's Dave? Where's
He
where's Dave
got built
Chappelle?
actually.
whoa.
Nobody. He got built.
Whoa.
No, what I'm saying is like who cares? Because where's Dave Chappelle now?
Chilling.
Where he at? When's the last time we talked about him? It'd be different if you said Cat Williams. Like at least he relevant right now.
He about to start his
What?
own podcast.
He is.
That shit gonna get clapped in a matter of I don't know how long. Because he's gonna say something.
Shadow
Wow, I
band.
already know him. Yeah, he's gonna say something
Shadow
wild.
band. Well,
I wanna,
in light of the last 2 weeks, I think the hottest subject was Drake suing UMG for defamation and the inflation of numbers. And UMG, we know UMG very well on this channel. We know UMG very well.
Shit.
Many a video has been taken down or blocked for a couple days or whatever may have you. We know UMG very well. So, what we think? What we think about Drake? I have an interesting
I hope he
theory
win.
about Drake
you
in
hope
this
he win.
lawsuit.
Yeah, cause fuck UMG.
I mean, Denzel. Rod, what do you think? This is post beef antics.
Low key, I think he's on that bullshit because like, why don't you just take your L and hold it?
Right.
Like you started a fight with two of the petty, not just Kendrick, also fucking Pusha T, like two of the pettiest niggas in the game, and like they're grimy niggas, like they're back, their childhoods, their what do they call them? Their upbringings were very grimy. Why are you trying to go to war with these fuckers? Like, what are you doing that to yourself? Like, you had to know they was gonna cook you or do some wild shit. You know, they
Right.
kind of work. Like, they're both legends in their own right for a good reason. And they've already done like this man Kendrick already mentions your name before, like in a respectful way, calling you out, and you were like, "Oh, they were harsh words. Like they were harsh words, right? Because let it be that. Like, don't smile." You said that shit like 10 years ago, however long ago. It was way earlier than 10 years
Yeah.
ago. It was like 12, 14, something like that. Something like that. Long time ago, you said that shit. So, and you still the same fucking person. Damn near 2 decades later, you still the same fucking person. Still acting like a bitch. You started the war with this man, knowing he was gonna go fucking buck wild like he always does, because he doesn't know how to fucking control himself. He's extremely petty. And you think that this man would hurt your reputation or your numbers at all? You didn't think that you would even get close to losing? And like, why did you say any of the shit that you did? Like, you literally, I don't know. This man, when he was playing dirty, you played very dirty. And you can't expect anybody to have sympathy for you with what you said. Like, you call him a beater. You called that man like an abuser. You know what I'm saying? Not only did you call him that, you said that he was basically a pushover. Call him a bitch. You took like his idol for music, made a mock up song saying like, "Hey man, you need to do something about this nigga, bro. He torching you. He's killing you right now." Like, you did that shit. You had to know this man was gonna come for your neck. You're not even from here. Like, they don't even respect you, and you did all the. So you can't sue for defamation. There's no way. You gotta hold that, bro. You went to war. You can't try to sue somebody for whooping your ass. It's like going like to fight someone and fucking in the ring and you
charging them with
doing
assault.
MMA, and they whoop your ass. Yeah, like they cut your eye open or some shit, and you gonna try to fucking do attempted murder on them or something, like, or some dumb ass shit. I'm not gonna say assault because that's a given. Obviously,
Right.
you try to charge somebody with assault, like, and y'all fight and y'all agree to terms. But like, you can't do that shit. Or like, they whoop your ass in the ring and they just like, damn, I did that shit. I whooped his ass. Yeah, he's kind of. He was no match for me. And they was kind of just chilling, not really saying nothing, just kind of getting ready for the fight. You know, you out here chilling, thinking that you got everything. Like, you dancing around, you going out to clubs and spreading your wallet, you flashing money, you wearing the jewelry. They see you popping out everywhere, and you got this man just working and working and working for months, plotting, looking at all your tapes, watching your film, looking at your weaknesses, strengthening everything, strengthening his body, conditioning his body, his mind, and they whoop your ass. You can't sue them. Like, come on, it was a fair fight. It was a very fair fight, and you just lost. You know, you didn't come prepared, my boy. And honestly, I think that's just a bitch move. That says a lot about your character. Now, maybe for inflation of numbers, maybe, but aren't you like technically their biggest artist, right? And aren't you like their biggest contract? Why the fuck would they?
I'll
No?
elaborate. I'll elaborate.
Okay. Well, that's what I would think. I would think that
Right.
Drake, since he's not just an American artist, he's like, well, what I'm saying is he's from Canada, like he's a Canadian dude, and he has all kinds of different styles and flows, and he doesn't fit in one box.
Right.
Why would UMG do anything to ruin your reputation if you're like their biggest artist, or they receive the most proceeds from you?
Keep that in mind, right? So this is my theory. It might sound like I'm putting a cape on for Drake. Look at the videos. I've always been on Kendrick's side. Post beef, I'm still on Kendrick's side. I just thought I nerd out about shit like this. I'm nerding out about the beef. I'm still listening to GNX. I just want to elaborate on what I think this Drake situation is, right? So I think the beef itself was the catalyst for the lawsuit, right? This is my theory. I don't know shit. I'm not in the music industry. This is just me speculating, right? So Drake signed to UMG, I think. Don't quote me on the time. I could be. The time frame was anywhere from after Scorpion, so like 2019 to like 2020, 2021, before CLB. So in between Scorpion and CLB, around that time, he signed his deal to UMG for $400 million, right? So subsequently, every project post that signage belongs to UMG, right? Keep that in mind. So remember, everything from Scorpion backwards, people love from Drake. His catalog from then on, right? I think at one point Drake was independent. He was signed to Cash Money. Cash Money had its falling out. Drake was independent for a little bit, then he signed to UMG. And then we've said it plenty of times on this channel. Drake's recent projects have been like watered down. His catalog is aging backwards. Like he's more mature in his earlier works than he is now, right? So I think Drake at the time when he signed that deal for 400 million, I think he thought he had a better deal than what it turned out to be later down the line once he learned more of the ins and outs of his deal. So the projects we've been getting, which we've seen a lot with artists, that if they get in a funny deal, they don't put their best projects out. They'll put their whatever. Like we've seen it with Frank Ocean. He put out Endless, got out of his deal, dropped Blonde next. Blonde is one of his best albums to date, right? So I think this lawsuit was in the works for a long time. I think he planned on either doing a lawsuit or renegotiating his contract with UMG, because at this point I think Drake believes that he's a bigger artist than what is believed to be, right? What the populace believes, right? So I think that this lawsuit is for Drake to acquire some sort of percentage of UMG, get some stake in UMG, whether it's 1%, whatever. I think this is bigger than money. I think this is bigger than the rap beef. I think this is just money, and I want the power. You get what I'm saying? I want a percentage of UMG. Now, UMG's subsidiaries, a bunch of different record labels. Interscope is one of them, which is what Kendrick is signed to. And I think I thought I was wrong during the beef. I thought that Drake already had a percentage of UMG. He doesn't. So I was like, oh, all the artists, when he did the 20v1 narrative that he was running with, all the artists that went against him are UMG artists. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, if I can get a percentage of UMG, if I'm Drake, Kendrick won the battle, but I'm gonna win the war because now I own a percent of your music. I own a percent of what you bring in. You get what I'm saying? But the thing with UMG is Drake's not the biggest artist on there. If Drake were to win and get what he wants out of UMG, a percentage, he gets the artists under UMG are, I'm gonna just throw some names out there and I want to see our reactions. Taylor Swift, Elton John, AC/DC, and so on and so forth. Names like that, acts like that, right? People that are bigger than Drake is what I'm trying to say.
I didn't even think about that.
So, and then the subsidiaries, the other companies, the Interscopes and all their artists, and I think Drake will have a fighting chance if it was one person that he's going against with UMG, like the CEO. But it's a boardroom. They have investors. I don't think Drake is going to win. It will be insane if he wins. Insane if he wins. But I don't think he's going to win. I think this was something that was in the making. And I think also Kendrick being a subsidiary associated with UMG, I feel like they had a hand in omitting some of those lines that were in the album. Because if that line in Whacked Out Yours is directed towards Drake, right? And they knew this lawsuit was coming, oh, take that out. Because now we're going to go to court and we don't need nothing to look like we have a hand in bringing down Drake, right? But I think just like anything with basketball, if I know my best player wants out of the contract, oh, if I know your contract has incentives that, oh, you got to score a certain amount of points, you got to do X, Y, and Z, I'm gonna sit you. You ain't playing to get these incentives. So I think what's gonna happen is, as long as Drake continues to fight in this lawsuit, I think UMG is going to continuously try to bring his numbers down as much as they can so that Drake can't get what he wants from the next record label, whoever that is, right? That's the only thing that makes sense. UMG is the biggest record label out there. So, oh, you want some shit from me? And you think you deserve this, and you're gonna talk shit about us, like defamation and all this and inflated numbers? All right, bet, I'll show you something. So I think his next project is gonna be ass. I think anything he releases next is gonna be ass. Notice that he hasn't released anything officially besides 100 gigs, which was
and No Face,
right?
Oh, Circadian Rhythm was that like an actual
was on there too, yeah.
Yeah.
But some of those songs were played with. Some of them were removed, put back on, whatever. A lot of this music that he's been releasing has been through plot twists, and I think there's a reason behind that. You get what I'm saying? If he knew, oh, I'm gonna get into this lawsuit. Lawsuits don't happen just like out the blue. You got to work towards this lawsuit. Plot twist makes sense now. You know what I'm saying? 100 gigs makes sense now because he had this in his bag. This was the red button he had. He was like, oh, I'm gonna fuck the game up now. This is the red button. I'm gonna change all of this shit. I'm just speculating. That's my take. I don't know. I don't know shit about the music industry. I'm not in the music industry. I'm just speculating and putting shit together. Now the 20v1 narrative makes sense because they're all UMG artists, and it makes sense why Metro walked his shit back because he's a UMG artist. I think someone upstairs was like, "You might want to walk your shit back." But that's more telling of Metro than it is of anything, because if what is alleged is true about what Drake said to Metro, which was, I don't give a fuck that your mom died, make my fucking beat. If that's true, then I'll look at Metro away for walking his shit back. Because I ain't walking my shit back. If someone said that shit to me, especially if it was Drake, I don't give a fuck. Oh, I'm standing on what I said. Yep. This beef is fuck Drake.
So what did say that what Metro said? You're talking about like the project or?
No, Drake. Metro had a statement come back that he was like, "Oh, it was never like real beef with Drake." Something along the lines of, it was never real beef with Drake. We just have some personal issues, and it's never that deep, and it's just music and whatever. Like something along those lines is what Metro said. Recently, though, while I was in NC, I seen that. I was like on Twitter and I seen it. I was like, why is Metro walking his shit back? And then Future also walked his shit back. But I think Future is just walking his shit back just to walk his shit back.
I mean, Future never really was all in, I think. It was just like, oh, whatever. Like, they disagreed at the time. And then he was like, oh, it's a fire-ass project of my boy. And he is acting like a dumbass right now. Like, so let me just drop a song on him, whatever. Like, they beefing over some strippers, by the way. But still, so he was like, let me drop this on his neck, make him feel the heat a little bit. And that's why Drake was like, Future, like Pluto, that's my dog. Like, we ain't never really been through it. So that shit kind of got me sick. So I remember him saying that in the song, something along the lines of that.
Yeah.
I think he did that on Family Matters. So, yeah. Or maybe Push Ups, one of the two.
It was Family Matters,
yeah. Okay, yeah. So I don't think they was really beefing for real. It's kind of like they was just like going through some shit. They had disagreements. Obviously, like they both got power and money and influence over these girls. And it's kind of like when you get all of that stuff, like you kind of you're possessive, right? It's kind of like who's the big dog. Even though you can have access to any fucking woman you want, y'all beefing over some fucking strippers, which is crazy. But anyway, that's another story. So I think that happened. Metro or Pluto was like, fuck it. Let's drop this shit. It's gonna be crazy. And that shit is in my top 24. Or not top 24. It's in my top 5 for the year 24. I didn't even know I listened to that album that much. So that is crazy.
I would share my Spotify Wrapped and my Apple Replay, but it's not accurate because I swapped platforms towards the later half of the year. So it was just like, it's not really accurate as to what I was listening to, because I was definitely spending. Well, I know next year for sure, GNX is gonna be on it for sure. I'm still that's the only thing I've been listening to is GNX.
Yeah,
front to back.
Started from Whacked Out Heroes when I go to work.
Go down.
Yeah, and then that shit's on like Man at the Garden. I take a little, I go to work. When I go on my break, I listen to that, and then by the time I make it to public, it's like Gloria's playing. I start that shit over. I ain't gonna lie.
All I've been playing, so I know next year is gonna make it. Kendrick was my second artist. Drake was my first, but Drake makes vibey music. I'm sorry, he makes vibey music. He was my first. He was my top on both. On both, he was my top.
Nah,
I'm sorry.
Jit chose his side. He's still listening to Drake.
I'm sorry, I still do. Hey, if TSU comes on, that shit playing. If Hours in Silence comes on, that shit playing.
I'm not gonna lie, TSU gotta get a pass. Like Certified Lover Boy gets a pass. That was a different type of Drake. But for all the dogs, I ain't gonna lie, I did walk back how much I listen to that shit. I don't be listening to that shit no more.
I'm dead.
And if I hear it in my feelings, I definitely turn that shit off. Cause
Oh yeah.
high school pics, you was even bad then, huh?
God.
Huh? So yeah, I definitely
Golly.
turn that shit off.
I
I
be
don't even
listening to
know.
that
Is that
old
shit still in
Drake.
my library? Nah, I mean that's what I got. I don't listen to current
Nah, I'm
Drake.
talking old Drake.
We talking about like Thank Me Later, Drake?
Started from the bottom. That
I knew
Drake.
he's gonna
Boy,
say that shit because he said that's the
that was the
only Drake
same.
song he be talking about.
That's the only one
He
I
had like
like
he had like
that.
3 albums before that.
I don't care. I like that one.
He
I like
talking
that
about
song.
he,
That
he
one
talking about
song.
old Drake. Oh God.
But I
Man.
mean, we'll see what happens, bro. I mean, we right now, this man is celebrating. He's dancing on his ashes. I think he just holds the fucking L and just. I mean, just whatever you got going on with the UMG and like your music is different. That's different than the beef.
Mhm.
If it's beef related, like you said, and he wants to just control some of UMG, which I'm pretty sure he's not gonna win. That's way too big of a company. They have way too many assets and resources. You're not that big. You're going to lose against a huge team of people. I'm not sure how big your team is, but judging from the way that OVO looks and your coverage, it's not UMG powerful. There's just no way. Because they control or own pieces of music from artists that are way bigger than you. So
Fucking
I
Elton
mean,
John.
yeah,
You not bigger than Elton. You're not doing no Elton John numbers. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry. You're not doing AC/DC numbers. You're not even doing Taylor Swift numbers.
Exactly. So got to do a verse for the Swifties. Wasn't your ass singing? Baby, no, we got bad blood. Wasn't he singing that shit in the commercial where
Yeah.
he's working out?
And Kendrick remixed that song. Isn't that funny?
Did he?
He has a verse on that song.
Yeah, he does. He does. He does. He does. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So
Hey, in spite of in light of GNX, tour got announced top of next year or middle of next year, I should say. Florida is not in the tour dates. Toronto is. Denzel, you might see me
Georgia
next
is.
year. You might see me next year. Me and my girl are gonna probably fly to Charlotte and catch that
They're gonna be in
that
Charlotte.
tour day. There's one in Charlotte. It's a stadium tour.
Hey, he probably gonna be at the Bojangles Coliseum or Ovens Auditorium or one of them places.
You know, be at a stadium, whatever stadium y'all got. I don't know what
Oh,
stadium
the
y'all
Bank of
got.
America Stadium. That's the football
There you
stadium.
go. It's a stadium tour.
You going?
He ain't doing no arenas. Drake has never, by the way, Drake has never done a stadium tour ever. For y'all trying to say, oh, he has a Australia tour lined up, it is not a stadium tour. This is a stadium tour. This is not arenas. This is not a basketball arena. This is a football stadium. Big numbers, big as the what?
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna call this episode. Big as the what? Yeah, so me and my girl probably gonna fly out to Charlotte and catch that since we'll be in NC. If the fucking tickets are reasonable.
Yeah,
We'll probably do that.
Better start with
come
the
over
wholesale
here.
early. I mean,
We'll probably try to catch that.
Denzel, you gonna slide? Actually, I don't even
I'm
think
not
you
going.
can slide.
Yeah, I probably could go. But I'm not. No, I don't got no money. I ain't gonna go.
I was about to say, I don't think you're healthy enough to go. Cause you're gonna be standing out there in the shits, looking at everything. Like,
Oh no, I'm be right here myself. Right here till maybe like June of next year. Then I'll be. Hopefully, I'll be healed by then.
yeah.
June's the Toronto date. How we think that's gonna go?
I don't know. It could be dangerous. We'll see. We'll see when we see.
I think he'll bring all of LA with him. Someone might get shot. I ain't gonna lie. God forbid.
That's what I'm saying. That seems kind of dangerous. That seems like a war ready to happen. It's like I wish you would do some shit type stuff.
Couple days off of Father's Day too. Kind of funny.
Telling you, bro.
You know what he doing? It's Kendrick. You know what he's doing.
It's something going on with dude, bro. Like, yeah, he talks about like being righteous and having like a close relationship with God. But I think deep down, this dude is like a maniacal. He loves fucking with people. He got to. He's a grade A troll. He's petty as shit. And he beats the dead horse all the time. He resuscitates that motherfucker and then beats it again. Something's up with this man, bro. And his how crafty he and meticulous he is, he needs to be studied.
Oh yeah.
I need that kind of drive. I'm not gonna lie in my life. If I had a drive like that, I'd be successful at everything.
He's a D1 hater.
Yeah.
Kendrick embodies YN mentality, I think.
Who else is a hater that y'all know?
And it's crazy because I was called a YN the other day and I didn't even do shit. Like I was chilling. On Thanksgiving, I got called a YN. It's like, what is that supposed to be? Is that negative? Like,
Yes, it is.
I kind of take it as like a positive thing because they saying that I'm youthful and I'm full of life.
Oh,
There's some old nigga that I know.
Shot mentality.
wait, what? What you say? YN? What you say?
But otherwise, I don't know. I don't know why I'm being called that because I didn't do anything. Like what?
Apparently, you don't know how to roast. You can't have a friendly roast.
Man,
Yeah, apparently, I don't do that either. I don't know what I just did. Then nobody heard what I just said. Everything was bleeped out. My audio is gone. I don't know.
That shit was funny as fuck. He was like, "You never had a friendly."
I looked at that and I was like, "What is this nigga talking about?" That's how I was like, "Yeah, it had to be the edibles." So I just let it go.
Snoop posted Taylor made. I prayed it was the edibles.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It's only right for me to let it go. That's just crazy.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah, for real. Because what was he gonna do to Snoop or say to Snoop? It's like, nigga, what's up with you, bro?
Like you gave me the torch to this shit. You gave me the key.
And you gonna post my my opposition? Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know. I still can't believe he did that shit. But what do you think about GNX? So the people who haven't like seen any of our GNX stuff or haven't been, yeah.
I think it has more replay value than Mr. Morale. I think I'll put it like a notch above Mr. Morale. But the replay value is crazy on this for a Kendrick project. Not saying like his other ones don't, but I was spending To Pimp a Butterfly a lot. Good Kid, Mad City, I was playing a lot. Damn, I didn't really like replay that much. I feel like I'm forgetting some. No.
No, that's really it.
Section 80, I replayed a lot, has amazing replay value. I think this has, as far as replay value, I think it's one of the most replayable Kendrick albums he's put out. I don't think it's his best work. I also wouldn't even consider it like a mixtape because I think that's like diminishing the songs like Gloria and Reincarnated. I don't think if this was like a throwaway album or mixtape, I don't think those songs would have been on there. Those are like really good, well thought out songs. I don't think he'll put out that on like a throwaway tape or whatever like that. You know, I think this is just like
Untitled, Unmastered.
Yeah, like that. You know, I would be surprised. That's like putting how much a dollar costs on Untitled Unmastered. You know what I'm saying? It's like you wouldn't want to put like your best songs on a throwaway. I do think we're probably gonna get something else, and it's crazy that he announced a tour already. I still think we're gonna get something else.
We're definitely getting something else.
I love the album. I love the album. Did you see the theory? We'll get into that after the thoughts. But the theory behind the GNX having a second album coming out after in December is crazy. And if it's true, this man is a mad genius. Do not fuck with him. But what are your thoughts on GNX being it like 2 weeks out?
Yeah, honestly, I love the album because it has a lot of very catchy, vibey, upbeat music.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that he's not taking himself too seriously in this album, which is a part of Kendrick that we don't see often at all. Like we'll see songs that were close to it in his previous works, like in Damn, we heard God. I think God was definitely like him not taking himself too seriously. This is what a guy feel like just having a good time, kind of showing that he can make that kind of music too, and with the flows and all that
He's
too.
doing it to you.
Right.
Even in the Black Panther album,
That's
like
what he's been doing to me.
I
Bro.
mean, he kind of was just like having a good time. I think with like X. Are you on 10 yet? Like
Looking for
kind of just
Google.
vibing.
I'm gonna look at
That's what he's on
it.
Damn.
Look at
Yeah, even with Big Shot. What happened?
Jay got
do to
the
me. That's what.
Damn!
I would hear you
That
song
half
game
pipe.
over there, and I'm
got
like,
the
my shit
X
ain't going. My shit ain't
games.
going up.
He got the X games up there.
Yes, he does, boy. Cause the meanest
Yeah.
50-50 going
Sorry,
on
bro.
his shit. The meanest stall.
The meanest Tony Hawk.
Not yet.
Yeah, the meanest. You know that wave running game that used to be at Chuck E. Cheese with the jet ski. Yes, sir. That shit crazy. But like other than that, bro, like even with Big Shot with Travis Scott, like you can tell that he wasn't really like Kendrick was just enjoying himself, and then he was on New Freezer I think around the same time. So
And the way you just went right back into your.
in and out like nothing seamlessly. I'm learning that. Yeah, but I think I really like this album because like I said, he's talking his shit and he's never this boastful. And I think it's finally like it almost seems like it's too much. Like he's conceited, but he deserves it, honestly. Like he kind of just step into his box and just makes all his projects, does it with or without features, does it by himself, writes it by himself with like other writers or like with not really other writers, but you know what I mean, like creative directions, because all of Kendrick's shit sounds like Kendrick. It's just different kinds of Kendrick. It's almost like, I don't know if you ever watched Teen Titans. Hopefully y'all did. But like when Raven was split up into all those fucking personalities, like Red is the one who made GNX. It's either Red or Orange that made GNX. Like they're all different works of Kendrick, but it's different parts of him. And you can kind of feel snippets of those in his other works too. Like he's matured differently. And I think this is one of those where he's just like, I'm too fucking good for this shit. Like I'm crazy. And you can see that in the Squabble Up music video. I feel like that's how he feels. Like I don't really have time to do this shit. Like this is just like whatever. Like that's my idea of how he feels. And it's just like, bro, like listen, the whole album he's talking about being reincarnated, saying that he's like a legend too, because like the legends live through him. So you whack out my mural, ain't no legends if my legend ends. And then he even says in Squabble Up, the very next song, I am reincarnated. Like God knows I'm reincarnated. Then he makes the song reincarnated. So it's like he's channeling all these art forms that he was inspired by into this music and saying like, how can y'all not see this? How can y'all like still sleep on me and still fucking hate on me even though I did this shit? So you know what? Fuck you. Fuck this person, fuck your mama who influenced you, whoever played music for you when you was younger, fuck this person, fuck that person, fuck the industry, fuck UMG. Not fucking UMG, but you know what I'm saying. He's like, fuck all these people because like y'all still hating and y'all see greatness, but you still try to deny it regardless of what I drop. And it goes for the people that's always like, oh, he keeps dropping mid this, mid that. Like he doesn't drop good music. So how has his name gotten as big as what it is? And how does he do the numbers that he does? Like if that's the case. Like you cannot discredit this man for anything he's done, which is why I appreciate it, because it's like he's talking his shit and he's showing that he can do exactly what he's talking about. So I respect it. I respect the album. Love Squabble Up. I love Peekaboo. TV Off, Dodger Blue. I love those tracks. Low key. I think GNX kind of a throwaway. I'm not gonna hold you. I do not fuck with that track. That track is like okay. But the fucking, is that the song where he's like,
I'm tripping and I'm loving it.
Yeah, that song.
Kendrick did it. Like, what?
Yeah, that song is like, it's okay. That song's all right. Tell him Peso did it.
Tell him Hit It did it.
Yeah, that song is cool. And then you got the dude at the end, I call you niggas bluff.
Coming how like, do it. Dude, he sound like you about to throw up on that fucking beat.
That shit was funny when you said that. Because I was thinking about it and I was like, I call you niggas bluff.
Bob the built. Like, fucked up.
That's really how they be talking though. Like when he said bluff, it's really how they be talking. But I don't know. I appreciate the project as a whole. I can appreciate the fun pieces, and I can appreciate the deep conceptual pieces. I I wouldn't rank it like super crazy in its discography, but as far as personally, I will own that. I will own that
Oh
vinyl
yeah,
because
that
I
shit will
need
be up
that.
there. One of the
Man, that
versions.
was.
I don't know if it's the gray disc, the white disc, the black disc, whatever. One of them's up there. Target version. Something's going up
Mm-hmm.
there. This one
This
might get
the.
replaced. I might get the 10-year anniversary one. I might try to, slide on that. Get the 10-year, move that one out the way. But interesting Easter egg has been found for a lot of the Kendrick shit that's dropped. Squabble Up apparently, according to the dancers that did the video, they shot the video in August, first and foremost. Had no idea, they had a day in advance to come to the set. So like they knew the day before, yo, we're filming this video tomorrow. Kendrick was nowhere to be seen on the set. Nowhere. They didn't know what video they were doing. They just knew they were doing a video. Kendrick is layered into the video. That's why he looks out of place. So he wasn't in the room with the people. They used the same set, layered him on after. Easter egg that was found by Twitter user Word from K Dot. Right? Buick made so few of this model, the GNX, that they had to have set times and dates for the GNX to be upgraded each year. They had to post these dates in major newspapers, and the process was so involved they only did it once. From December 12th to December 14th in 1987, you can upgrade your GNX for a fixed fee of $2,660. This is how we know Kendrick Lamar is dropping a second album this year. Apparently, the runtime in seconds for this album is 2,660 seconds. And December 12th to, or what was it? The 12th to the 14th, what I said? Right? 12th to the 14th. One of those dates is also the Compton Christmas parade.
Is he not cold? Are you not entertained, nigga? You know who I'm talking. Look, are you not entertained? Not entertained.
He's lining up dates, prices, and shit. Okay.
All right.
He's very meticulous.
If that shit drops, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You gonna have to hear a lot from me. So you better not be on Discord because I'm gonna be blowing your shit up. You gonna hear from me.
Oh, and the person that's missing from here too, he gonna hear a earful too.
Oh yeah, you ain't lying.
He gonna hear.
Ben, I'm talking to you, since I can't have a friendly roast, and we can have plenty of them shits on that day. So yeah, you got about a week and a half. Pay attention.
What can you say? Y'all got until April the 7th to get your shit together.
Oh man.
Y'all got a week and a half to get your shit together. Go ahead and call us Glazers, but our king's still dropping.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what y'all saying. He ain't dead. You know what I'm saying? He reincarnated.
And that's a double. That's a double. That's for Pac and Drake. Our king is still dropping.
Yeah, it's true. So
Frosted Flakes is going crazy right now.
Yeah. We love to hear it. Just wait. It's gonna be in the history books, and you're gonna be a fucking hater, and we're gonna be kings. You're gonna be just
y'all some Glazers. Yeah. I ain't gonna hold y'all.
In the Kendrick Kingdom, just chilling.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You're gonna be cemented as one of the greats. And you're gonna be exiled.
He already is.
Okay.
I love when people just hating. I love when they hating because they don't know what the fuck going on. They be hating.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's all the people that just the ignorant motherfuckers. I just don't know what's going on.
Hey, when I see Kendrick Glazers on my timeline on Instagram or Facebook, I be thinking about people close to me. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna say who, but I think they know who they are.
Glazers. Listen.
Yeah, I could really cook right now.
It's a couple of them. It's a couple of them. You know, a couple.
He'll see it.
It's a couple of
production.
A couple.
Yeah, he will. I don't know what time we at, but that's been our time. You know what I'm saying? It's been the Just the Guys podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. We still need to listen to that Glorilla. Man, hands down. That's crazy. Get him. Get his ass right now. Say what you gotta say. Tomatoes. Boo.
It's about to be
tomatoes.
the Kendrick Lamar podcast. Is what it's about to be. High power
Yeah, because
podcast.
it's the high power. I like that. I like that.
I bet you
The
do.
high power-
I bet you do. I
Yes,
bet you do
sir.
like that. I
Might
bet
need
you
to
do.
rebrand. Fuck it.
Uh-huh.
We can culture this dog over here. Fucking
Okay.
get him together.
Okay.
High power podcast.
All
We're
right.
gonna come back and have on a nice sheet.
Yeah. No, I'm
Yes,
going
sir.
high run.
Let us know.
Run
if you got any
high.
Suggestions, man. Send your guys, Terrell, Denzel. My side, man. We out.